This is my Champion Scroll Only Ironman. I'm only allowed to kill Champion Scroll monsters and use the items I get from those monsters. That means no gathering skills or quests outside of the ones I needed to unlock killing at least one type of each monster that drops Champion Scrolls. Last time, after eternity in the sewer, we got the Zombie Champion Scroll. Time to finally make use of some of our supplies and move on to the next monster. First things first, let's see if we have enough copper and tin to get a whole smithing level. Yeah, I thought I had more tin than this. This is probably going to be pretty anticlimactic. Okay, so we get one level at least, but I don't think we're going to get another one. At least this wasn't a complete waste of time. Maybe it was. I probably should have just kept waiting, but, you know, between Champion Scroll monsters, I thought it would be interesting to do something else for 10 seconds. Anyway. And just to clarify the rules a little bit, since there has been some discussion in the comments, I've intended from the beginning to use materials dropped from the Champion Scroll monsters to do some normal skilling. The main restriction has been on gathering skills, so I intend to continue using ore and bars for smithing, as well as grinding grain like into bread if I end up getting water and stuff from imps later. So that shouldn't be an issue. The biggest thing, I still don't know where I stand, is farming. I'll eventually be getting seeds, but monsters don't drop the farming tools, so I'd have to buy those somewhere. I want to keep this snowflake as pure as possible, whatever that means, so I'll probably rule against farming. But you know, the gray areas are starting to become a problem with how arbitrary my rules are. Oh, and by the way, here's the final loot for the zombies, but it's missing the first 188 kills. I messed up again and the first 188 didn't get tracked. And I mean, the first 50 were in free-to-play world anyway, if you remember that fiasco. Feels like that was a whole year ago. Well, it probably was a year ago because my progress is so slow. So you're probably wondering, which champion monster is next? Skeletons. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Go get drops from giants or something, you dingus. That probably would have been the smart move, because even though skeletons are barely higher level than zombies, their balance is a little bit different. The skeletons I want to kill have less HP proportionally to their level than zombies, but they have much higher accuracy and strength. Apparently, the level 25 armed skeletons have a bonus accuracy and bonus strength that puts them almost on par offensively with hill giants anyway, so I have to constantly prayer flick those if I want to kill them. Fortunately, the level 22 skeletons that are unarmed don't have those bonus accuracies, so maybe I can still AFK those. We'll have to see, and I'll need the upgrades for sure from the level 25 skeletons because they drop some nice upgrades. My reasoning for not choosing hobgoblins is because they are slightly stronger than the level 25 skeletons I'm going to be killing long term, and that just probably won't be as sustainable. And also, I don't want to move on to hill giants yet because I want to be able to kill Obor, and I definitely can't do that yet.
Speaking of upgrades that I need from level 25 skeletons, it appears we've found the Iron Medhelm, which is hardly an upgrade. Iron and Bronze are technically the same tier, I guess, since they both require 1 defense, but I don't know, it depends on what you consider a tier to be. Anyway, an upgrade is an upgrade, I suppose, and it looks sick as AF, am I right? Well, there goes the dream. These guys are even more accurate than I thought. I'm just so naked with only this helmet and shield. I was really hoping to be able to grind out these bad boys without needing to do prayer flicking, but that just doesn't seem possible. Looks like it's either arthritis or a literal 30-minute break between every 15 kills, because I've only killed 15 so far. Yeah. 5 kills later and we get the other big upgrade. Now we're best in slot again until we're done with skeletons. The Iron Scimitar, a fine piece of steel, or I guess iron. Anyway, I ran the numbers, and it looks like we'll now have a max hit of 8 when using prayers, and 7 without prayers. So, we'll need quite a few more strength levels to get the next max hit, so I'll probably be leveling attack for quite a while. Okay. Now here's the grain I was referring to earlier. I think imps drop water, so I should be able to grind this up and eventually add water and bake some bread. That's a pretty long way off, so probably best not to worry about that right now, but it'll be a real food source. And I actually don't know of any other food I'll ever be able to use. Unless I decide farming is okay, which probably don't think I will, because it just, I don't know, gathering all the farming supplies just seems like it's breaking too many rules. Law runes. Okay, so I have an idea for these. So far, I haven't allowed myself to pick up random ground spawns, but my thought is that law runes unlock ground spawns via telegrabs. Alright, so I've said I want to use drops I get from champion monsters, and that's a use of law runes, so the rules are kind of gray there, and I'm tempted to lead toward what's more fun, and unlocking ground spawns with telegrabs sounds pretty interesting to me. Also, on a more technical side of things, if I don't do that, I might be doomed for ranged, and ranged is required to kill the skeleton champion. I was under the impression for some reason that I would have a lot more ore and ingots by now, like enough to make lots of knives used for ranged. Yeah, anyway, what does that have to do with picking up spawns with law runes? Well, I could pick up like a crossbow or a short bow, and I have plenty of arrows, so that would finally unlock ranged. But before I can do any of that, we need level 33 magic to cast telekinesis, and we only have 1500 wind runes banked. I think we'll have to do some shenanigans with nature and body runes, and we'll end up being fine. But you know, it's been pointed out that we might actually be in trouble if we get good enough luck on some of these champion scroll drops. I just always assumed I'd have bad luck and end up with enough stuff to defeat the champions at the end, but if we have good luck, we might be in trouble, so keep hoping for bad luck. So a lot of people have actually visited me down here, and I'm not even to 100 kills yet. This is a pretty popular spot, I guess, because of the achievement diaries, but anyway, these guys keep coming down here, make conversation while stealing my kills, you know, not very cool, so I have to like chase them off, you know, like a bear protects its cubs, you know, or something like that. It's not cool, you know. Like, there's only a few skeletons down here, so yeah, it's another motivation to move somewhere where there's more level 22 ones anyway. Not to mention, I pretty much suck at prayer flicking, even though I'm cheating with the blue indicators, and I wanted to see how much of a detour the altar would be if I decided to continue not focusing. It's pretty far, so that's some good motivation to get better, I guess. .45 attack at somewhere around 160 kill count is a pretty good milestone, I guess. You know, 45. Not that it's really needed, but I decided to go ahead and organize my bank. I'm at about 250 kill count with the skeletons, and that's about it. And there's 44 prayer. Prayer's pretty slow now, so this is a fairly big deal, I think. So I'm at about like 400 kills, and bronze bar drops are so rare that it really doesn't seem worth it to keep going on the level 25 skeletons, especially since I know that I'm not going to unlock ranged with smithing now, since we're going to use like the telekinetic grabs to get a bow or a crossbow or something. Anyway, so it's time to finally put my money where my mouth at, and find a better level 22 spot. So I'm going to try out Edgeville first. See how that goes. There's quite a few spawns there. Anyway, at this point I'm like 60 kills in, and this is all I have to show for it. They don't really seem to be dropping anything, and I don't actually know if it's because it's just what level 22 skeletons drop, or if it's because these Edgeville sewer ones are kind of weird, because there are level 21 skeletons here too, and I don't really know where else to find those. So I decided to try somewhere else. So first I actually went to Current to see if I could kill the skeletons in that dungeon, but there's like this dumb floating pickaxe that
is really annoying. So I decided to try Taverley Dungeon instead, and I did actually use the shortcut on the wall on the west side of Falador because I might as well, and it kind of makes sense with the goals where the champion dude, big champ, is trying to kill champion scrolls as fast as possible, so it doesn't really make sense to avoid it. Anyway, and so here I am in Taverley Dungeon. And believe it or not, my theory where the Edgeville sewer skeletons just were really bad as far as drops are concerned was completely wrong. It seems like all level 22 skeletons have terrible drops. This is all I have to show for about 50 more kills over here. I guess the reason I thought that they would have better drops is because in the Draenor sewers, my original spot, I was killing so many level 25s that I wasn't even noticing that the 22s didn't really drop anything. So anyway, I just did all that running around for no reason. It's fine. It's fine. This is where I live now. At least it's a little bit different scenery. What? Wow. That is ridiculously lucky. Wow. It only gets bad. It gets way worse from here.